Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Weekly Allowance as we continue our foray into the world of Cosmic Legions. This will be the second figure we're looking at in the Cosmic Legions line. We went all in on book 1, Havakultar. Oh, dog fur. Havakal dog fur. So in our previous review we looked at Kragnar, who was a big boy. Now we're looking at Zeerian Spyre, who is a small lady. So all the boxes that came in the all-in, they're all the same height, including ones for smaller characters like Zeerian, which is fine, but then there's a lot of unused space in here. She kind of hovers low in the package. You can't really see her feet or what else she comes with. That's fine, because we're going to crack into her pretty much right away. As before, you get Havakultar kind of lore explanation on one side, character lore on the other. Zeeri was a famous bioengineer who apparently got kidnapped and placed in this space prison so she wouldn't talk. Now on the back we get a handy-dandy reference of all the characters in this line, warnings and such on the bottom. Spooky alien head, sharp edges, not for children under 3 years. If you give this to a child under 3 years, you also will be kidnapped from your home and placed in a space prison. I don't make the rules. So Zeerian was a figure I was really excited about. As much as I appreciate the really inhuman-looking characters like Kragnar and Slog and the Sphexians, yeah, Zeerian skews a little more humanoid, but she looks awesome. So for Kragnar we got 2 clamshells. For Zeeri it's just 1, but she does have some stuff taped to the back. When I was a kid, untangling the wire from my Barbie dolls, I would have been ecstatic if there was an alien Barbie. When I was younger, there weren't as many female character action figures on the market. There were Barbies, but they, were Barbies. They weren't action figures, and I still liked action figures. So it is nice growing up and seeing that we're getting more female characters. Alright, so of course Zeerian looks cool as heck. A lot of the promotional pictures show her with her poncho, which is also cool as heck, but it's nice to get a good look at her underneath without that poncho. She's got very minimal battle armor. It looks like just this crotch piece here. The rest is a futuristic, sleek spacesuit type thing. Some alien shoulder pads. A very hefty belt with a lot of pouches. Shoulder pads and pouches, we're mixing 80s with 90s. Time is a flat circle, it all loops back around into the future, in space, with aliens. The color scheme on her body is, I wouldn't say bland, but it is muted, more neutral colors. But then when you get up to her face, it's a beautiful turquoise blue, baby blue, striking bright blue eyes. And like I said in my Kragnar review, I do prefer a truly alien-looking creature rather than a humanoid that's just blue, but she looks cool. I can like both. The hair sculpt is beautiful. My favorite thing about it is how thick it is back here, and you can almost see the end of each individual strand. And I like to think that's because her hair is much thicker than a human's. I may be wrong, but that's a neat touch if I'm right, and if I'm not right, it's my headcanon. The weathering on the armor bits is really cool too. It's very subtle, but it's there. Little dots of silver among the brass and copper. She's got these recesses in pieces of her armor right here and in the back here, and there is one accessory that can plug into this, and we'll get to that in a minute. But she also comes with, where are they? I hid them from myself. She comes with these clear pegs that you can insert into these holes, I guess when you're not using them for aesthetic reasons or for practical reasons to keep the holes from shrinking in climate maybe. I really don't know, so if you guys know, tell me in the comments. Listen, I am an admirer of these toys. I look at them as artwork. I don't always understand the technical decisions that go into them, and I don't pretend to. And that might not be a lot of people's cup of tea, but there are a lot of toy channels that will get into the technical details, pour over every single inch of the figure, what it can do, what it can't do, taking it apart, reassembling it. I'm not that guy. But if you do want a conversation about character design, aesthetics, sculpting, color schemes, I'm here for you. So I went off on a bit of a tangent, trying to explain myself again when I didn't need to. I'm just having fun, and you should be too. So let's go over articulation really quickly. I imagine she'll have pretty much what we're used to as far as humanoid Mythic Legions figures go. Decent range of movement on the head. No neck movement, it's wedged in there pretty tight. I also have not put her in hot water yet, even though you were supposed to. You're supposed to, guys. Do that. Don't be like me. So I'm going to be gentle so I don't accidentally break anything. Single elbow. Got a twist there. A twist at the gauntlet too. Pretty good range of movement on the hands, and we're going to talk more about hands in a second. Just hold on. Hold on. Twist at the upper chest. Twist at the waist, but it is a little crunchy. I think the belt's getting in the way. The waist is like inset into this belt, so it could probably move a little more if the belt had more leeway, but also I don't think it's a big deal. You could call this crunch, but most of the movement is coming from her legs. Oh, and her crotch piece just fell off. This is a problem. For as much as I love Four Horsemen figures, I do have an issue with the crotch pieces constantly falling off, and especially once they fall off, man, they do not want to go back in and stay back in, especially on the horses and the moose. It's not a huge problem, but it is very annoying sometimes. She did not skip leg day, or at least thigh day. Very well-defined thighs. Yeah, pretty good movement on the leg. Single knee. Swivel on that. And rock. And back and forth on the ankle. Of course, we got swivel on the ankle too. Yeah, she looks cool. I'm so excited to get all these figures out of their boxes. They are going to look so good all together. So Zeerian will come with a handful of accessories. First of all, let's take a look at this alternate head portrait. Her expression is the same. Her eyeliner is a little more swoopy, but for all we know, her people can only make one expression. Her hair is pulled back into a tidy bun, and she will come with this really cool mask. It looks like it was bioengineered, which makes sense because she is a bioengineer. It just looks organic, like it was created from some living creature. Like this thing could be alive for all we know. It fits neatly over her face. There are little notches on the side for her ears, and I think that's a really cool extra, something she can have when she's in a toxic environment or in the depths of space. She'll also come with this hologram, and that plugs nicely into her arm gauntlet here, and just looks super cool. Man, that is so awesome. The Mythic Legions line usually has really cool accessories, and I was really excited to see what Cosmic Legions would bring to the table. There's just so many cool little accessories you could have with a science fiction plotline. She will come with twin blasters, pew pew! Real Star-Lord vibes. Or maybe not Star-Lord, but Cassian Andor maybe. But they're really cool, more of that weathered brass patina. She'll also come with this beautiful sniper rifle with a scope. Definitely looks like something out of a video game. And it's got a tiny buckle. Do you see that? A tiny buckle. The stock is probably carved out of like space whale ivory or something. A real big selling point for Zeerian, in my opinion, is the poncho. This looks so cool. I love the mix of soft goods and plastic. This just looks awesome. And on the back, you've got a symbol. It looks like probably the Mortal Thorn symbol, which is the faction she's a part of. And we'll put that on her in a minute, but first, she also comes with an extra set of hands. They look pretty identical to the ones that are attached to her already. Okay, so these hands move in this fashion, and the included hands move in this fashion. And that is the difference. Otherwise, they are the same. I was about to say functionally the same, but that would be false because the function is what's different. We also have this Hero's Hands pack. So this is just a ton of hands. Every type of hand you could possibly conceive of. Okay, not really, but still. We've got a bunch of hands for Zeerian and a bunch for Vorga. So let's look at one of the Zeerian hands and see what's going on there. I don't really want to dump these all out. I kind of like having them in one spot. So it is very nice to have this pack. So we can give her all sorts of hands, her and Vorga. I want to put on her poncho, and it should be a simple affair. I say should be, but the figure is actually pretty far away from me. I know it doesn't look like it on camera, but I'm pretty recessed back here. I kind of have to reach forward, so it's a little awkward to manipulate these things. So the cloak is wired all around the rims, so you can position it in any number of ways. Oh, be careful, it does want to come loose easily. But you can kind of bunch it up around her shoulder, have this flap hanging out, have the hood up, have it down. The poncho, it just really adds just such a cool element. Ponchos are already cool, Space ponchos are even cooler. The promo pics for her have the poncho unfastened and just kind of laying around her shoulders, and I really like that look. I don't know, they did a great job on character design with this because she really does look like a scientist that's on the run. I don't know how to articulate that into words and explain why she looks like that, but she does. So great job with whoever designed her. Let's put on her alternate head, see what that looks like. Oh, very big ball joint at the neck. I wasn't expecting it to be so beefy. So this is their 2.0 head, I guess. Okay, here she is fully decked out, and she looks amazing. Definitely a mysterious figure. So Zeerian is one of the smaller figures in this wave, but she is no less impressive than any of the other ones. Granted, I have only opened Kragnar, but I've looked at the other boxes, and she just looks so cool. She's just got a presence, you know? So here's how she stacks up against a Mythic Legions figure. This one's a bit weird because it's a skeleton, and Mythic Legion skeletons are always very chunky and not anatomically correct. They don't have to be. They're fantasy skeletons. And here, oh boy, I'm gonna have to move my camera. He's too big. And here, she is with Kragnar. Unlikely allies? Yeah, but yeah, with how cool these two look together, just seeing everyone else together is going to be amazing. I just know it. I can feel it in my meat. That sounded really weird. So let's move on past that. Yeah, the set is going to look amazing. I don't know about you guys, but no real complaints. This hologram piece pegged in really easily. Her hands are a little rubbery, so no problem with getting the gun in there. Like I said, the poncho is wired, so you can get it in all sorts of positions. This mask does kind of want to drop down a little bit, so without the bulk of the poncho, it might slip a little on her face, but it's not a huge problem. So yeah, Zeerian Spyre, another great figure. I'm not sure which one I'm going to look at next, but I know it'll be just as impressive. I want to repeat again, I'm not a shill. I'm just a fan. So, on that note, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated, comments are more than welcome, and I will see you guys on the next one.